Look, I love Dr. J. Julius Erving is one of the greatest basketball players ever. I would tell you, you can make the case close to top 10 ever, 11 to 12, 13, top 5 to 15 ever with Dr. J. Huge fan. I think he definitely has gotten robbed of his precedent. I think, he should have gotten the love that Jordan and Bird and Magic got. he saved the NBA. No one ever talks about the ABA because I know why. It was a black thing with that fro, and they had to jump on board. They were on tape delay. Larry O'Brien them didn't want to, but they had to. He was the first dude that really made you change into a mainstream thing. But why am I bringing up Dr. J? Because it's what he just said. He said that Scottie Pippen was a better all around player than Jordan and maybe in some cases more valuable. And I'm like, look, I'm one of those people that would debate Dr. J with Jordan he had he had been able to win a chip with Daryl Dawkins and Caldwell Jones in them. But when they brought Moses, which was a great thing, but had he been able to win? Because he was that dude that was sitting in that place. It just didn't happen. Great career. Even though I think Jordan was a better scorer than him, as far as the outside what he had. But Dr. J's always had it in his bonnet against Jordan. And there's some tension there. But anyway, let me get back to Scottie Pippen. You play the game to win. I know people gonna come and say, "Oh well, Jordan wins 6 rings without Scottie." But Scottie need him too. But what Scottie exactly do without him? I'll tell Dr. J the same thing I tell anybody who defends Scottie Pippen. 2000 against peak and prime Shaquille O'Neal and your former coach Phil Jackson. Before Kobe was still a double junior whopper, Michael Jordan with Glenn Rice, Derek Fisher, Rick Fox, 67 win Laker team, Brian Shaw, and you up 3-1, 15-point lead fourth quarter, and you blow it all. If you beat them, and then you go and beat the Pacers with Larry Bird as the head coach, who was another person who'd been a rival because in your position. Let me tell you something. You beat that and Reggie Miller again like you did in 98 again. But this time on your own leading the way, you top 4 or 5 ever. And then we have an incredible debate. We really have a debate. But since you didn't get it done in 2000 when Shaq was at the peak of his powers and Phil Jackson was the coach, and that's when Kobe was a double junior whopper wannabe Michael Jordan, we don't have that discussion. Because that's the one that would have separated it. I will forgive you for going to Houston and blaming Charles and saying he's fat and out of shape and all that. I'll give you that. The Houston era. I'll forgive you for that. I'll forgive you. And Kukoc hit the shot. That's on your resume though. The bad call, that's not your fault. But the Kukoc hitting the game winner and you pouted, that's kind of on your resume. Just like the next year when you were stinking and you were holding up the Jordan shoes and you was crying to come back. But they on the resume. But I can kind of, maybe I put some white out on half of it. Half of it. But that 2000, you don't get no whiteout, Scottie. And Dr. J, you don't get no whiteout for that either. He choked. He was never the alpha you were. I'm cracking up when people look. If Scottie was so bad, how come he didn't get it done in Portland? And let me tell you something. The Blazers had a better squad than the Bulls did. I know that Sabonis was 59 when you got him at center, but come on now. He was better than them three-headed centers that the Bulls had. Who are you kidding? I know you had young Rasheed Wallace, but Rasheed was a baller. Who are you kidding? You didn't get it done. You had Mighty Mouse Stoudemire at the guard. You had a legit squad. You had a legit squad. You didn't get it done. Dr. J, my friend, hold you in high regard. Hold high regard. But this hating on Jordan thing gotta stop. To sit up there and defend Scottie toilet tissue Pippen, who cry himself to sleep, who been lying and people want to minimize. Listen, I know Jordan was as big as the media makes him out to be. And I'm gonna be the first to tell you. I agree with one thing Bob Costa said about Michael Jordan. He was a great player and he was also overrated. But they all are. They all are. He was overrated because there was a lot of put on him to where he scored and everything he did. And he wasn't what I call the best assist man at the position, the best rebound man at the position, or what I call the best 3-point shooter, or the best necessarily his antics. Sometimes it could be, a bit much with how he was with his teammates. And for me personally, you know, I'd be more of a Magic dude if you want me to be honest with you. I was more impressed with what Magic did. I'm just gonna keep it 100. But even though I wasn't the biggest Jordan fan like that, come on now, Scottie Pippen, come on now. And we're gonna go all around. Oh, so I want to tell you this, Doc. And I know Oscar Robinson's one of your all-time favorites. So how does Scottie Pippen stack up against Oscar Robinson? Because Michael Jordan is more close to Oscar Robinson than Scottie Pippen is. Check the stats. Like Wilt Chamberlain told you in his book, Who's Running the Asylum. I do the actual and the factual around here. I got the books. I got the receipts. The nice thing about Scottie, and he could play defense, but he wasn't that dude. So stop it. Because if he was all that dude, he could have won it. He could have led it. He didn't lead it. He had a guy like Arvydas Sabonis and he couldn't do it. He had 1 quarter to do it and he didn't get it done. He had that opportunity, couldn't get it done. And all this stuff now about Jordan has come because the LeBron and others are trying to break down because they don't want Jordan to get what he did or how they don't want to do it. They found more ways to have detour signs than your local potholes in the road. I'm not going to stand for it. I'm not even the biggest Jordan fan, but I ain't going to say nothing crazy and stupid like that. Scottie gave you an all-around game, and he could play with his left hand. But he's the same dude. One night he might score 40, the next night he might score 4. Makes me think of Anthony Davis. But anyway, they're guys who all around and all this. But what does it mean? Is he Oscar Robinson worthy? Because unless you tell me he's Oscar Robinson worthy, I'm not trying to hear it, Dr. J. No shape, form, or fashion was he ever better than Michael Jordan. Never. And Jordan did have that 89 year where he started with triple doubles. He could have done that. Scottie couldn't do that. Because Scottie was not a purified offensive force as a scorer. And to be honest with you, that's the thing that ironically that people don't like today. That's the very thing that if Scottie Pippen wanted to have a better case and argument how great he was, he'd have scored more points. He didn't. So now, we don't really have nothing to talk about. Except there's a lot of haters out here who are like, trying to find ways to put him over Jordan. Anything. Scottie Tissue needs to stop this crying on this tour to sabotage. Believe me, if Scottie had been left to go on his own devices, I doubt he sees more than a ring if he's lucky. I doubt it. Because he would have to have an alpha to carry his behind. And that's it in a nutshell. He wasn't an alpha. Jordan was. He was a co-star, and ain't nothing wrong with that. And I would be the first to tell you, you'd love to have a Scottie Pippen on your team. I think Scottie with a Shaq would have been scary. I put Scottie almost with anybody. It was Steph Curry, would have been scary. But he wasn't the alpha. And I'm going to say that. He was a very good player, great, but there's a reason why he's in the 34 to 44 slot as opposed to the 4 slot all time. He was not that dude. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another share if you like and hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.